The police in Benue State have begun the debriefing and review exercise of the divisional police officers on internal security measures in the build-up of security structure for the Yuletide season. The Commissioner of Police, Mr. Bashir Makama, disclosed this to Channels Television during a meeting with the DPOs in Makurdi, the Benue State capital, to ensure early preparations for crisis management. He says the police will retain the security template deployed for the Eid al-Kabir festivities with adequate show of force to keep criminals at bay.
We'll sit down, marshal out strategies, map out plans on how to ensure the state is safe. And safety of the state, of course, will transcend to economic development of the state as well. So we have just gathered here. It's our normal procedure, but this one is a little bit extraordinary because it has direct impact on the present Yuletide season, which we are approaching.
Nigerian troops say they have repelled an attack on soldiers after killing 7 armed militants in Bakassi local government area of Cross River State. Army Public Relations Officer Captain Kayode Owolabi says the militants are members of a gang led by a notorious militant who goes by the nickname GI. Captain Owolabi adds that troops recovered 250 rounds of ammunition, a rocket-propelled gun launcher, and GPMG belt links. An appeal has gone out to the Nigerian Army Finance Corps to sustain the morale of troops in the northeast by ensuring their allowances are paid promptly. The Chief of Army Staff made the assertion at a training program to enhance the performance of Nigerian Army Finance Corps for senior non-commissioned and warrant officers. The workshop aims to update personnel on the application of recent federal government public sector financial policies and reform.
This is special to Corps affair. The Nigerian Army Finance Corps, as part of the training schedule for the year, has quarterly training for the senior CEOs, as warrant officers and non-senior commission officers. This group of people are the ones that bridge the gap between the officers cadre and the junior officers, the other ranks. So it's imperative that they are carried along based on the Corps Commander Finance directives on how to go about financial regulation, with particular reference to the federal government policies, new policies on financial regulations, and the change management agenda that's going on. So it's all encompassing as part of professionalism in the Nigerian Army and having responsiveness, particularly that has to do with the financial regulations in the Nigerian Army.
The United Nations Children's Agency, UNICEF, has warned that famine-like conditions in the former stronghold of Boko Haram militants in the northeast Nigeria could kill 75,000 children over the next year if they don't receive any aid. UNICEF clarifies that the 75,000 is from 3 states, Borno, Yobe, and Adamawa. The agency adds that 400,000 children aged under 5 will suffer from severe acute malnutrition in those states. UNICEF also says it's increased the sum sought in its humanitarian appeal to help malnourished children in the region, where food supplies are close to running out, to $115 million, more than double the previous amount of $55 million. And the Nasarawa State Governor, Mr. Tanko Al-Makura, says he will fulfill promises made to the people of the state in spite of the situation of the economy. He said this while commissioning some projects in the Northern Senatorial District, which is to mark the 20th anniversary of the state. The projects commissioned include hostel accommodation in the College of Education at Akwanga local government area, modern market in Akwanga, and water projects in Nasarawa Egon local government area.
We have been trying tediously to ensure that we do not disappoint our citizens, because we feel whatever we promise, in spite of the situation, we should be able to accomplish. Unfortunately, in between that time and now, a lot of water has passed under the bridge. The economic position of the country and the state in particular had been subjected to a lot of challenges. But God in His mercy has made us keep focus to ensure that this project gets completed. It is even most timely that we are completing this project now and putting it to use at this point in time. Everyone in this country knows the situation of recession has caught up with virtually every facet of life of our people. And like the President has said, we are supposed to diversify to ensure that the survival of our people does not have any break. We have been a country that have been dependent on revenues from oil. But time has come that every state, every locality should look inwards with a view to finding ways and means of sustaining the lives of their citizens.
Mr. Tanko Almakura, the governor of Nasarawa State. The Senate House Committee on Niger Delta says that it's worried over the increase in abandoned NDDC projects in the region. The report of the Ministerial Technical Audit Committee on contracts awarded by the Ministry of Niger Delta Affairs notes that between 2009 and 2015, the federal government spent over 700 billion naira on 427 contracts and achieved only 8% impact.
The Niger Delta extends over about 70,000 square kilometers and makes up 7.5% of Nigeria's land mass. It consists of present-day Bayelsa, Delta, Rivers, Abia, Akwa Ibom, Cross River State, Edo, Imo, and Ondo states. NDDC was established in 2000 with a mission of facilitating the rapid, even and sustainable development of the Niger Delta into a region that is economically prosperous, socially stable, ecologically regenerative, and politically peaceful. This goal, however, appears to be what it is, a goal hampered by corrupt practices that has led to projects being abandoned. The Senate Committee on the Niger Delta, led by Senator Peter Nwoboshi, says the committee is in Delta State to carry out an oversight function on the NDDC with special focus on abandoned NDDC projects in the state.
From the facts we have, 20% of the total projects so far done or awarded in Niger Delta by Ministry of NDDC is in Delta State. And we have on our records that about 14.6 billion of those projects have been abandoned.
He says that a public hearing on the amnesty program would be organized to tackle the new wave of militancy in the region.
A lot of money has been spent on the amnesty program. On the beginning of about 120 billion to 80 billion, now to 65 billion, now to 20 billion. If you add all the money that have moved into the amnesty program, we wonder whether this crisis and the bombing of our pipelines will still be on.
Governor Ifeanyi Okowa decries the poor state of infrastructure in the Niger Delta as well as the unrest in the region. He is asking for proper funding of the NDDC and wants projects to be awarded on merit.
When projects are actually given to incompetent, it creates a lot of challenge. We know that there are projects that can be given to small contractors, but when major projects are given to persons who would ordinarily not be able to do the job, it will obviously create a problem.
The lawmakers are assuring Nigerians that after a thorough investigation, a holistic report will be sent to the Senate and hopefully proper restitutions will be made.